Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum. Last time, we took part in a Colosseum match. The namesake of the game, of course, and we were promised that the winners of Pyrite Colosseum would be rewarded with a Shadow Pokemon, yet we did not get one. So let's say that we continue on with our journey here and find out what that's all about. Hi there! You must be the superb trainer who has emerged triumphant in our latest battle challenge. Mira B, the town's true mover and shaker, wishes you to have a gorgeous gift. Now, follow me. Ah, so maybe we are getting our free Pokemon after all, huh? Let's just go over to this unassuming building. And this is called the Pyrite building. Yeah, it's a very... what's the word? Oh goodness, the word escapes me. I was going to say enthusiastic, but that's not the word. Creative? It's a very creative name, we'll go with that. Right, I'm back with our latest challenge champion. Let's present our lucky winner with a Shadow Pokemon and watch Chaos Unleashed. Oh, nice one. Our new champ is quite the appealing charmer. That makes a nice change from all the parade of macho muscle men. Wait, this isn't happening! Blink! This guy, he's that Dazzle guy that Mira B'd been carrying on about. Mira B'd. What? The same guy that messed with us in the Fenac City? Yeah, I didn't know that when I let him in here. I'll boot you back out. Yeah, and by booting us back out, you mean you're gonna challenge us to a Pokemon battle, even though we've defeated your kin. And here we actually find out this is a Cypher Peon, Nor. And yeah, the criminal syndicate in this game isn't Team Rocket, isn't Team Aqua, isn't Team Magma. It is Cypher Peon, or Team Cypher, not Cypher Peon. Cypher Peon is the grunt, basically. But we also have a Shadow Pokemon here in Yanma. Alright, so, and also you can see that I've got a couple of Pokemon out in the field that are not our usual types, but, or not like our part of our team. But I want to try and get their heart gauges down. Anyway, getting into Yanma, wow, that's a lot of damage. It's your typical bug flying type, quad weak to rock, and pretty darn frail. Sadly, Yanma does not evolve in this game, otherwise I would recommend using it. But since it doesn't evolve, I can't recommend it. If you like it though, or want to use it as a challenge, make sure that you reset for one that has speed boost as your ability, and we'll see if we get it soon, once Pineco's turn is finished here. Because raising your speed each turn, there we go, is arguably better than a 30% accuracy boost that you get with Compound Eyes. And also, Sonic Boom always does 20 hit points of damage, so it's there if you need it. It can be a reliable way of safely and slowly whittling down a Shadow Pokemon's health in case of snagging. And can we get Hypnosis to hit? Apparently not. Shadow Rush is sadly going to KO our Slugma here. But that's fine. I was trying to get the Hypnosis off so that we could make it a bit easier to catch this Pokemon. If you miss out on catching Yanma here, you will not get another chance to catch it until post game. So until you've beaten the final boss, basically. There's a little bit of extra story mode that goes after you defeat the final boss of the game. You'll get a chance to recapture it then. Okay, I don't want to use Flame Wheel because that's going to be super effective on Yanma, so I'm going to still try and go for this darn Hypnosis. As we can see, Speed Boost can be pretty good for setting up like a sweeper, but Yanma just can't sweep at this stage. It's a very frail, weak Pokemon. If it evolved into Yanmega, like it does in Generation 4, then that would be awesome. That's the thing. So many Johto Pokemon, actually, and so many Pokemon that are in this game actually got an evolution in Generation 4, which made them such viable options. There we go, Hypnosis finally hitting. And Yanma is one of them. In fact, I used to run a competitive Yanma and did not take my own advice and used one with the ability Compound Eyes. I forget what it turns into when it evolves, but it does increase accuracy because I use more powerful moves, which are typically less accurate, and it helped a lot. But that was back in the day when I wasn't too good at competitive battling, so I didn't know what I was doing really, and yeah, my Yanmega got taken out quite quickly by a lot of Pokemon with rock-type moves, because I kept forgetting it was quad weak to rock, so setting it out against something like, I can't remember, but it's like something that would use, not quite Rock Slide, I forget what it is it Earth Power? There we go, Yanma caught quite easily then. So yeah, like I was saying about the whole, you won't be able to catch one of these again until after post-game, obviously I've got the team in mind that I want to have for the rest of the Let's Play. So I'm not too fussed if I missed out, or if I miss out on catching a couple of Pokemon. In fact, there are a couple of Pokemon that I would like to test out when you get a chance to rebattle them. But sadly, I don't have an extra memory card, so I can't do that. I don't know if you guys know this, but I actually moved house in January last year, and a lot of stuff is still packed in boxes because I'm doing renovation work. And part of the thing that's packed away was all of my GameCube games, and actually most of my games. In fact, all of my games pretty much are packed away still. And I recorded the announcement video for Pokémon Colosseum the night before the first episode went up. And I went to go grab my memory card and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I couldn't record the first episode of Let's Play. I had to get a new memory card delivered to my workplace the next day and record the episode about 10 minutes before it was due to go live, and it ended up being 2 hours late. So that was a bad in my case. It's so useless. It's so useless. I don't stand a chance of winning. Now hold on. You're the one who brought him here. Run away. So we don't have to battle the female Cypher Peon there. Oh, you're safe. I heard you entered this building. You had me worried. Juking. This is where they were giving out Shadow Pokemon to the winners of the Battle Challenge. Shadow Pokemon? Those ferocious Pokemon that even attack people? Yes, they're giving away Shadow Pokemon to thugs for some reason. Doesn't look good. Urgh, why were they using the Colosseum? Oh, they were using the Colosseum to do that? Big lady, my papa. Papa's Pokemon was taken by Mirror B as a prisoner. He did what? Mirror B used a dirty move like that? It's Papa's Plusle. I'm so worried that they might be mean to it. It's humiliating, but with Plusle in their filthy hands, my own hands are tied. He's not getting away with this, that rotten Mirror B. But we're here now. We'll get Plusle back for you, right, Dazza? You sure bet we will. Hee hee. I know I can always count on you, Dazza. We've known each other for like 2 days. Duking, it's dangerous inside this building. You've got to get everyone out to safety. Thanks for everything. I have to depend on you. I have no choice. Be careful always. Mirror B might look like a clown, but his battling is all business. Leg it! Run away! There is no medium speed in this game. It's either full throttle or standing still. So exploring the Pyrite building here, we do have an elevator to our right, and the trainer in front of it will battle us. But we can't actually use that elevator. That elevator is actually more of an exit than it is an entrance. So let's continue on through here. Because as we can see, we do have a PC and a healing place down there, but this trainer has got some really good eyes and will battle us from very much afar away. So Rollerboy Pike here is going to challenge us to a battle, and it's important to note that throughout the Pyrite building here, none of the trainers in this building have a Shadow Pokemon until we get to the very tippy top, and then we've got Shadow Pokemon waiting for us. I'll say that. So going through this building here, it's not going to be terribly important for me to show it. So I think what I'm going to do is after this battle, I'll heal up, I'll switch my party around to get some other Shadow Pokemon in the team, because again, we're going to want to reduce the heart gauge of all of them if we can eventually, because the reward for doing so is great in this game, compared to other games where it's just like, oh, you get a certificate. Also, that was a really lucky confusion there. Yeah, the reward for getting all of the Pokemon, again, there's only 48 to catch, and reverting them from Shadow Pokemon status. Wait, I didn't pick up that file. I just realized there was a file on the desk out there. The reward for doing so is pretty fantastic in this game. So I want to switch my team around a little bit, and while I'm not showing the battles on screen and speeding through them, because that's what I'm going to do in the Pyrite building here, I want to try and lower the heart gauge of a couple of other Shadow Pokemon that we have in our box. But before that, we should probably go read that file that was on the desk, because it was glowy and we could interact with it, and I walked straight past it. And you guys are probably wondering why I walked past it. Ah, too strong for me. You're dang right, Pike. You're dang right. Alright, nice bit of chunk of money. Nice bit of experience as well. Ah, I'm no match. I must level up some more. You must indeed. Hopefully that trainer won't battle us. That's great. Oh, we could have just got it from the other side, but here we have an Ein file. Ein file H is written on the file. You want to read it? Hyper mode. Shadow Pokemon, perhaps because of their own overwhelming power, may behave abnormally at times. They may engage in such behaviors as ignoring orders, even turning on their own trainers in battle. This I have named Hyper Mode. On the plus side, Hyper Mode raises the critical ratio of Shadow Rush However, Hyper Mode also prevents the use of items on Pokemon. Hyper Mode can be easily dispelled, simply call the Pokemon by name. However, this method has a major drawback. Calling the Shadow Pokemon's name causes the closed door of its heart to loosen and even open. Further research is urgently needed. Chief Ein, Shadow Pokemon Research Lab. So yes, something that I didn't mention and something that I completely forgot is that you can't use items on a Shadow Pokemon that's in Hyper Mode. So there we go. Anyway, like I said, the rest of this building is pretty battle heavy. There's 6 or 7 battles to go through. No Shadow Pokemon to comment on, so I'm going to switch my team around, speed up the gameplay, and I'm going to commentate over it. So over to Future Dale, I guess. Thank you, Past Dale. That was very kind of you to give me control. Anyway, so I wanted to take this sort of portion to talk a little bit more about some of the things that I've only basically touched on in the game so far, and considering the Pyrite building takes around about 30 minutes of constant battling to get through, I thought I'd squish it all down into sort of like 5 or 6 minutes and just talk over it like I already explained, but I guess you're getting another explanation from Future Data as well, but hey ho, that's fine. So just quickly, I also wanted to mention confusion, because that happened in a battle we just did, and I was going to talk about the mechanic and how it works, because it's actually only something that I realized how it works within the last year or so, so it's sort of stuck in my brain now as one of those little bits of Pokemon knowledge that I can quite easily just pluck out of my head and mention to people. So when you're confused, there's a 50% chance that you will hit yourself or use the actual move that you selected, and if you do hit yourself, then it's the equivalent of using a physical move with a base power of 30 damage, and it uses your physical attack stats to do the attack and your physical defense stats to defend against the attack. So if you're a Pokemon with super high, or super low attack, sorry, but super high defense, you're not going to do a lot of damage to yourself, but then you wouldn't really be doing a lot of damage to the opponent either if you had low attack stat, but hey ho, that's not the point. I wanted to also touch on some more things about the Shadow Pokemon and how you have unlimited chances to get them all. Now, like I've said before, the reward for catching all of the Shadow Pokemon, and there's 48 in total, and unlocking the door to their hearts, which we'll get into in a few episodes, believe it or not, we're actually going to get quite close to doing that, is much, much more substantial than it has been in previous games. Like I said, there's only 50 or so to do, and with a game that's so sort of centered around the idea of taking these Shadow Pokemon away from the bad guys and healing them back to healthy again is so strong in this game, you do have unlimited chances to catch every single Shadow Pokemon in the game. However, resources on where you can catch these Pokemon is a little bit finicky. Obviously, the first encounters are all very well documented because you kind of have to go through all of them in the story mode. There are some Shadow Pokemon that you catch sort of post-game, but it's sort of like a story-driven post-game as well. It's just a little bit of cleaning up you do after you beat the final boss. So there's that. But not all of the second attempts are well documented. For example, that Yanma that we just faced, there are pretty much, it's 50-50 over where you rematch the trainer in order to get a second chance to catch Yanma. One of them says that you can basically just come back to the Pyrite building and he'll still be there, and another source says he'll turn up later on in the game. I actually played through, before recording this episode, the next hour of the game in order to see if I could get Cypher Peon Nor to respawn with a Yanma. So I deliberately fainted the Yanma, and then carried on with the game, and then went back to see if I could get him to respawn, and I couldn't. So I had to kind of assume the fact that the Yanma shows up later on in the game, and that's why I mentioned that it will be available after you defeat the main story of the game. So what I'm going to have to do, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have time to do this, well actually I'm going to have plenty of time to do it now, personal reasons, don't worry, is I'm going to play through the game on a completely separate file, from start to finish, and try and catch as few Shadow Pokemon as I can, so that I myself personally can hunt down the remaining Shadow Pokemon, sort of the second chances, and then the infinite attempts afterwards. Because there are some Pokemon, like for example, when you have the choice between Bluno, Verde, and Rosso with the Johto starters, it's well documented that you can catch, so for example, I snagged Quilava, so later on in the game we get a chance to catch Bayleaf and Croconaw, and those are unlimited chances. They will carry on respawning if you fail to catch them there. However, the Quilava that we caught, apparently there's only one more chance we get of catching it if we haven't caught it before, and obviously I can't test this theory on this save file because I've already caught Quilava. So I know for a fact that every single Pokemon, there are infinite attempts of catching them. So what I've got to try and do is play through the entire game, and this is for your benefit, not mine. I'm going to try and play through the entire game and not snagging any Pokemon, and trying to use like only my Espeon and Umbreon if possible, and documenting not only where they first appear, because we're going to find that in the story like I said, but where they appear for the second time, and if you fail to catch them for the second time, do they infinitely just re-challenge you to a battle and you can carry on snagging them there, or what do you have to do to trigger the re-battle? And that is probably going to take me a heck of a long time, so hopefully I can crank that out soon. In fact, there's a couple of Pokemon coming up where I'm a little bit iffy again on the re-battle criteria. I know a fact that the next two Shadow Pokemon we encounter, we can in fact re-battle the trainers, but again, it's been documented online that you can only re-battle those trainers once more. So I'm not sure if, if or not we're going to be able to do that. So ideally, I'd like to catch all of the Shadow Pokemon on my first attempt, because it does make sort of unlocking the door to their hearts a little bit easier. But at the same time, if you guys miss out on a chance to catch a Shadow Pokemon, I want to be able to tell you when you can next get it, because sometimes it might not be until the post-game, and you might want to use this Pokemon for your team to go through the game with. So it's highly recommended you try and catch them the first time anyway, but on some Pokemon where you're like, whatever, I don't really want to catch them now, I'll come and clean it up post-game, so I can still get that sweet post-game reward you get for catching and snagging all 48 Pokemon and unlocking the door to their hearts. I want to be able to tell you guys where that is. Anyway, enough rambling. I think it's better to kick you back to Past Dazza, who has probably just finished up the Pyrite building for now, so back to you, Past Dazza. Grr, done in, but how? What blind spot did you exploit? I read ahead there and read exploit while I read spot, so I said explot. Anyway, thank you, Future Dazza, for giving me the reins, and as you can probably guess, we're going to be ending the episode off here, because up that staircase which we just got to is where we initiate kind of like a cutscene, and I don't want to end on a cutscene, I want to begin on a cutscene, so I am going to be finishing things off here. You did notice that obviously I have been trying to lower the heart gauges of some of these Pokemon. Sadly did not work out that well, because it looks like these Pokemon don't seem to want to lower their heart gauges much by battling, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching this episode of Pokémon Colosseum. Join me next time when we're going to be heading to the roof of the Pyrite BLDG, because that's what it's called, the BLDG, the BLDG, the Pyrite BLDG, there we go, and seeing what waits for us up there. So thanks once again for watching, hope you all enjoyed, and of course I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye!